Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, with Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Thursday Night Impact or Hit. Because yesterday we saw Goldust once again run the row. And he wasn't lucky. Him up beating some followers of the Doomsday on Dynamite or Might, at least Ricochet and Finn Balor, and on Thursday Night Impact or Hit by beating Roxanne Perez and Aaliyah. But I don't think that war between Goldust or the Doomsday is over. You got that right, Tony. At the end of the day, I don't think that war that the Doomsday started with Goldust by kicking him out. I don't think that war, I don't think that war is going to be over, anytime soon. Well, I can tell you what, Wade Barrett says Goldust really needs to deal with that he's not in the Doomsday. And since he can't deal with it, he's making it his life goal to bring them down. But at the end of the day, I don't think that he can bring them down. Well, that need to be your belief, Wade, that you think that Goldust can't bring them down. But I'm here to say that he might come as near bringing them down, that anyone else did. I know some of you folks are thinking, you're like, Goldust, you've been doing this too long. The Doomsday is too big. There's no way that, you're gonna bring them down. Well, I can go, and I can work as hard as I need to, to bring them down. It's true that I would have been in it, but they kicked me out in favor for Aziz. And at the end of the day, I think, I think that was wrong. So I think at the end of the day, you two know that I could have been, a good follower of the Doomsday, but no, they had to kick me out for Aziz, and this is where we're at now. Goldust, didn't someone tell you that you just didn't have what it took to be in the Doomsday? I mean, look at yourself. You to speak, Velveteen Dream. You have no room to speak of. Maybe I did some weird things, but I never filmed folks in your house without getting there all right first. How dare you bring that up? But if anyone that could meet the standards of the Doomsday, that would be me, Velveteen Dream. Oh, is that right? And you think that you can play mind games more than me? Yeah, I believe so. And I think at the end of the day, you would have not been a fit for the Doomsday. Well, neither were you. Because if you're saying I couldn't fit in the team, well then I could say you couldn't fit either. Alright, this gives me a thought here, Theodore Long says, about what kind of match we can, do here today. Fuck, stand up! So I think here today, we will have Goldust, get your hand on, okay, take on the Velveteen Dream, which I think this is a great match, since you two are the overlings of mind games. We're going to see who can do the greater mind game. So let's do it now, playa. Come on. Well, we just heard it now, Tony Schiavone says. We're going to have Velveteen Dream, fight Goldust here today. Here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And Velveteen Dream had the gall to come out and say, that Goldust wouldn't meet the standard of being in the Doomsday. Come on, stand up! Standing. Well, first off, Pat McAfee says, Velveteen Dream thinks that he would meet the standard of the Doomsday. Why? I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't see him in the Doomsday at all. And he's got the gall going around and saying that Goldust wouldn't meet the standard. I mean, look at Goldust, look at Velveteen Dream, and tell me which one you think looks like would meet the standard, Wade Barrett says. Well, to be quite earnest with you, neither of them are going to... Goldust would be most likely should have been in it because he thought he had a deal with them. He thought if he beat Aziz, he thought that would mean he was in it. Pat McAfee says, well, Tony Schiavone said Goldust has that grounds. Velveteen Dream doesn't. And Velveteen Dream just wanted to be a creep to tell Goldust he wouldn't have met the standard of the Doomsday body slam and either, when we all know Velveteen Dream most likely would have not made the standard to be in a team either. Another body slam. Well, it looks like Goldust is about... And Goldust just missed out of the way. Now the DDT and down he went. And Velveteen Dream, the only thing he did during his time in WWE on NXT was win the WWE NXT North Finlander winnings. And that was it. Now Goldust in a bind right now. Tony Schiavone says, Velveteen Dream coming up to the top steeple, and Goldust got him and gave him the sheet call. It looks like this match is over. 1, 2, 3. Shit, get up. Here is your winner, Goldust. And now Goldust has beat Velveteen Dream. So I guess Velveteen Dream will then keep his mouth shut about scathing Goldust for not meeting the Doomsday standard when he's not in the Doomsday himself, Tony Schiavone says. Well, you got that right, Wade Barrett. You got that right, Pat McAfee says. I don't see Velveteen Dream walking around with the Doomsday. I don't see him holding the Doomsday followership sheet. I don't see him in a clubhouse, so at the end of the day, yeah, I don't really think he has any room to speak, about Goldust not meeting the Doomsday standard. Well, speaking of that, Tony Schiavone said that could be your belief on that, Wade Barrett, and Pat Mac, take it away too, Mike. And Pat Mac, take it away, Michael Cole. Thank you, Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Goldust here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Sadly, Goldust, it seems to me that Velveteen Dream wanted to start something with you. Yeah, he did. He went on his way to say that I wouldn't meet the standard of the Doomsday. But let's be quite earnest about that. If he's saying, I didn't meet the standard of being a team, I don't see him in a team. So, hopefully, I am done with him, and now I can get back to making the Doomsday wish they never kicked me out. Well, looks like you're off to a start with that. You got at least some wins and some losses against him. Are you worried about them? What? Worried about the doomsday, Michael Cole? I'm not. They should be worried about me. At the end of the day, they were unfair to me. They were unright to me when they kicked me out. So if I keep coming after them, then sooner or later, well, what is your game goal? Do you want them to say that they were wrong and have you become a follower to Doomsday? Or is your goal to bring the Doomsday down? Well, my goal is to bring the Doomsday down. And I can do that. And I will do that. And the Doomsday will not forget the name of Goldust. Well, that's my talk with Goldust. Back to you, Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Goldust here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And it's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, with Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.